Giannis hopes to make it 5.
Good to see you.
Too.
Any added excitement knowing you'll be able to play in the NBA Finals in front of the home fans for the first time? Just does it feel like it's something starting a little bit over again, just the fact that you guys are home?
I'm just here not to get fined.
You don't want the fans?
I'm joking. No, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Playing a NBA Finals game in front of the fans that have supported us all year long, and it's been 50 years since we played one here in Milwaukee. For sure, it's gonna be exciting.
Eric in the back.
Hey, Giannis. For you in that game, as you get to 42, you hit a number of those mid-range jumpers, those turnarounds that you've been working on. Do you feel like you've had like a breakthrough on that at all in the postseason, where like you're feeling even more comfortable with that shot? It felt like maybe during the Nets series, like you got to it a couple more times. Like, what are you feeling with that shot and kind of how you use it right now?
Obviously, I'm more comfortable not trying to think about it. Now that you said it, I might go and miss them tomorrow because of you. But no, I'm feeling more comfortable. I'm just trying to be aggressive, try to go downhill. Sometimes, guys, stay in front of me, or they create a wall that doesn't allow me to get in the paint. So you got to try to figure out other ways to be effective. Either is that pass the ball, either is pull up for a minute jump shot, or get to a spot, bomb them, and then shoot over them. But you just got to figure out ways to be effective. Sometimes you're gonna make them, sometimes you're gonna miss them. But you got to keep being aggressive, and but my mindset is always try to get downhill, try to make the right play, the right decision. Either is that a pass, either is that scoring. But as I said, sometimes like you have to take those shots. You got to keep the defense against. But I feel comfortable, and hopefully moving forward, I can feel more comfortable in those shots and be even more effective.
Jeff over here.
I have two, Giannis. Why were you worried about getting fined?
He's in the football player. Was Marshawn Lynch? Marshawn Lynch said that in his media day. But do I have to do this? This is my first time here. I don't know what I'm doing, man. This is my first time in the NBA Finals. I don't know if I get fined. I don't know if I really have to do this, so I can just go home, But probably if I don't do it, they probably go, find me. I don't know.
The more serious question, when you decided to commit to the extension, how did you tell the Bucks? Who did you call or who did you text?
Oh, man, I don't remember. I don't. I probably talked with John Horst. I think. If I'm not. I think it was him. Called him, and told him, yeah, I'm staying. And then just hang up the phone and just went about my day, and that was pretty much it.
Dwayne here in the front.
Giannis, considering the game that you had, were you even surprised how well you played, considering that was just your second game back from the knee injury?
No, no. What I try to think about, I don't care about the outcome, stats, or whatever. I just care about competing and enjoying the game. And in the first game, I felt we didn't win. It wasn't my best game, number-wise, but two things when I leave the game, I always think about: enjoying the game and competing. And in the first game, coming back from my knee, I was able to do that. And in the second game, I was able to do that. So I don't think about my knee injury or how many points I scored or if we win or whatever the case might be. Like, that just makes it more complicated. There's two things. If you enjoy the game and you compete, it puts you in a position to be successful. And if you put yourself in a position to be successful, you help the team to be in a position to be successful, right? So I wasn't thinking about my knee and how my knee felt and how I was able to play. 2 games we've played so far, I was able to compete as hard as I possibly could. I enjoy the moment being, my first NBA Finals. But now going back home even more, enjoy it, go out there, compete even more, help the team in any way possible. Help the team in any way possible to compete also, and hopefully at the end of the day we can be the team that put ourselves in a position to win the game. Okay, now going to the game, we don't know what's going to happen. We can't predict the future, but that's all I care about.
Tim, here on the left.
Giannis, I know you just went through that you only focus on competing and, enjoying the game, but did you feel anything different from game one to game two in terms of whether it was your comfort on the court or stuff you could do or even just knocking some rust off after a week off, or was it just sort of the same from game one to game two?
It was the same. I was just trying to be more aggressive. That's all. We didn't win the game. It doesn't really matter. But going from game one to game two, I was just trying to be more aggressive, more involved in actions and stuff.
You talk a lot about trying to have fun and enjoy the moment. And throughout this series, including showing up today, you seem to be pretty lighthearted in media sessions and kind of trying to enjoy this. Are you treating this like a special occasion that you're in the finals after all the stuff you guys have been through the past few years and getting here, or is it the same as the conference semifinals or some other playoff series?
I personally think, obviously, I know it's the finals. Like tomorrow is, we all understand. Like we might not be saying it, but we all understand what what kind of game we getting ourselves into tomorrow. So we know what we gotta do. But at the end of the day, you gotta keep it light. You cannot, tell yourself, oh, it's the finals, and you gotta do this. There's so much pressure, man, and it's still basketball, and it's easy to say, hard to do, but at the same time, you have to try to, approach it that way. You just got to keep it light. You got to keep the ball light. You got to keep the atmosphere light. And once we go out there and you see the fans and all that, you understand what kind of game you're into. But me personally, the one thing that helps me is that I try to keep it light and enjoy it. I know when I enjoy things, I really put my heart into it. If I don't enjoy it, I'm just going through the motion. So I just try to enjoy, this. Try to enjoy that I'm here. We've come a long way, to be in this position, and we gotta, try to make the best out of it, And that's what we did against the first, in the first round, in the second round, in the third round. That's what we're gonna do now, and hopefully, it works out in our favor.
Jim on the right.
Hey, Giannis. I had a couple on Chris for you. Leading up to this, you both have talked about all your one-on-one battles and all that stuff and how you're trusting him in games. I'm curious, back then at those initial stages, when did it become like a friendship and a real kind of bond as opposed to just teammates and we're going at each other trying to find a spot? Did it take a year, 2 years? When can you kind of recall that?
I think probably more in the third year. When we, kind of were more mature, had more minutes on the floor, knew our roles. At first I said in the past, friendly competition. It was, a guy that came from Detroit and I just got drafted. We just tried to get on the floor. We were going one another, in practices. But, throughout the time, there was a lot of times that he proved that, he's going to do whatever it takes, to help the team win. And, that's the type of guy that you want next to you. He lead the team, in Atlanta when I was down. He played great. Everybody, Drew played great. Drew, Bobby, all those guys played great. But, he's always there. He's always leading with his voice, leading with his actions. And I've been 8 years with him. There's so many times that he proved to me that, yeah, I'm here to do whatever it takes to win also, and that's when you kind of gravitate to to him. So I think it was probably my third year.
So in that fashion, when you guys kind of play your 2-man game on the court now, do you kind of know how maybe you can help him get going? Because like we kind of know how you can get yourself going. His game's a little different. Like, do you try to screen differently, or do you roll? You know what I mean? Like, do you kind of know and feel how you can do that? And just when do you try to do that? I guess
Almost every time. You gotta, he likes a lot of pocket mid-range shots. He likes to jab, move his player. You kind of have to know the angles to screen. Sometimes you come one way, set it the other way, so he can shoot the pocket shot from the other way. Like, there's so many things. Sometimes I touch some guys and roll hard, and the guys come with me. He gets like a wide open three in the park. Like, I know things to do to help him get open. And I try to do it as much as possible throughout the game, whenever I physically can. That's pretty much it.
Vince in the back left.
Hey, Giannis. You only have to play against Chris Paul twice a year throughout the course of your career just because he's been out west and you've been here. Now that you see him up close and in a consistent way, do you allow yourself to be impressed by him? Is there anything that sort of surprises you about the way that he kind of controls games?
No, he's a really good player. This is year 17 for him. Year 16? 16. It's amazing, everything that he's accomplished. It's amazing that he can still play in a high level. Growing up, like, we all knew who, Chris Paul, was. But at the same time, you got to go out there and compete. This is the NBA Finals, this is the playoffs. You got to compete against those guys. But, like, yeah, he's a great player. And he's proven it year after year after year. And he's helping his team do some great stuff right now. And but at the end of the day, as much as you always like appreciate greatness and respect it, because you respect the history of the game, but at the same time, we gotta compete against him. We gotta make it as tough as possible for him, and that's what we're gonna try to do. But at the same time, we appreciate everything that we've done and the way he's played in year 16. I think he's like 34, 35 years old. It's 36. It's pretty high level. But at the same time, we got to guard him. We got to compete against him, and we got to try to figure out ways to make it tough for him to win.
On Zoom.
Christos. Hi, Yanni. I'd like to ask you, what did you learn in the first couple of games in Phoenix about that series, and how different is the dynamic of the team at Fisher Forum? Because at playoffs you have 7 wins in 8 games.
Yeah, can you say the last part? Can you repeat your question again, please?
How different is the dynamic of your team at Fisher Forum in playoffs? Because you have 7 wins in 8 games. And what did you learn about that series in first couple of games?
We gotta play better. We gotta compete more, harder, to put ourselves in a position to win. And try not to think about us, playing at home and we winning at home. Like, that doesn't really matter. It's still basketball. You still have to play basketball. You still have to go out there and do the things, to help your team win and put yourself in a position to win.